Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a minute since I filmed the last clip. We got my Duncan today. My name is Zach, you're watching Olsen Auto. It's kind of bright out, but we're getting that fall weather finally, getting a little bit cooler. So as you can see, we have the fleet here. The last video you saw, we got the Fox body running. Now, to give you some background, that was a long time ago that I actually got it running. I didn't get around to editing the video until admittedly last night. But this morning, on Friday, I don't know what the numbered day is, but we're gonna go pick up some seats for the Fox body because I don't have any. I did say something big was happening with the red Mustang over there. I lied, that deal fell through, so we'll still do something cool with it, but not right now. So gonna take the old trusty CRV, go pick up some seats for the Fox body, see if we can't drive that thing down the road. And if we're lucky, it'll start. $103 later, we have acquired some red Fox body seats. As you can see, they have the rails, which was kind of the important part because I don't have any. Manual, I don't know if my car was set up for power seats or not, to be honest, but $100, I said 103. I also had to grab a Monster because I'm a total fiend. The plan today, just to break it down for you, was going to be grab Pro Charger, grab seats, haircut, big meeting. Now it's grab seats, haircut, big meeting. The Pro Charger for the new Edge fell through because the seller was a scumbag and sold it out from under me after agreeing to a price, time, and day. So I left him a nice bad review. Anywho, yeah, now I have to drive 60 miles to go get my haircut. Okay, little meeting went pretty well, but I guess we'll know next week how well it went. Got a bunch of stuff in the CRV. There was the largest spider in the world on this sawhorse here, so I think I got it. I guess we're gonna find out if I become Spider-Man. Now, I know what you're probably saying. Oh, Nick, why'd you buy a fancy Corvette for the Firebird and not for the Fox body, even though the Fox body is on a drag pack? Well, simple answer is, these were $100, and those were like $1,100, so that's why. Now, assuming this car hasn't been too messed with, we have 2 seat bolts there and maybe 2 more there. Now, I have absolutely no idea what thread those might be. Very roughly speaking, actually, this is funny if you get the light in here. Check this out. Ready? Crazy dusty seat, but the seat is bolted. You probably would die in an accident, but like you might survive for like the first 20 seconds. I want to point out here the big difference between this roll cage and a proper roll cage. This is like an auto power generic roll cage, not really good. You guys can see your door bar comes down and then it angles and then it goes down again. Now that general shape is okay, but where this sits does basically nothing. The idea for a door bar is so if someone hits you in the door, obviously, your body is protected. Now, what is this gonna protect? I guess my thigh a little bit, but for the most part, this isn't really doing anything besides stiffening the chassis a little bit. What a real door bar should look like is on the Firebird here, the cage that I put in with my boy Seth. This is a real roll cage where your door bar comes down and is going to protect your body. Technically, when you're sitting in the seat, the door bar should be right around here. So like in between your elbow and shoulder. That way there your whole body is protected in an accident. Now, this thing, total pain to get in and out of. Like, you got that much of a gap to slide your whole body into. Really hard to get in and out of this car, but it's safe and it's proper. Whereas the Mustang over here, super simple to get in and out of, right? It's not really there, but it's not right. So I may end up cutting this roll cage out of this car. I really don't know quite yet. I probably should. It's not done well. And to be honest, I'd like to do more of a street interior anyway. So not sure. I mean, it even depends if I keep this car. I don't know. It really depends. I don't want to put the work of sourcing a full interior for it if I'm gonna sell it. So comment down below. Do we go race car? Do we go full interior? It's missing so much. If I go with the full interior, I should probably add heat, which means I need all the heater stuff. It's got none of the wiper stuff. It's missing a lot. So comment down below what I should ultimately do with this car, because I really don't know. Well, the good news is the battery's dead. That's awesome. It runs, if you believe me. Looks like it was the fuel pressure regulator inside there. I went way too tight, so I basically said no fuel for you. Obviously got to clean up that connector, and I probably should buy a battery charger. Either way, gonna disconnect this because it has a check engine light. Gonna let it clear the code. I'll charge the battery up in the meantime. I'll hook it up to that and put everything back together, and then the beta should be good. I somewhat impulsively, somewhat not impulsively, because it needed to get done anyway, decided to pull the dash out of the Firebird. So this is kind of where I'm at with that process. Get the gauge clusters out. Just been taking all the little screws that hold it in. It's almost out. Just a few more things to go. When this comes out, there's a plug down there, and I'm gonna mix that with the plug that I made so I can get my directional indicators, high beams, my dimmer, which was the big thing. I wasn't able to drive this car at night without putting something over the dash because of how bright the LED gauge cluster is. So the dimmer is just not hooked up. Should be simple enough to hook up. We're gonna find out. Gonna keep pulling it apart. I do have some extra paint here. Might paint the dash. Again, my goal is still to wrap it in some leather so it's decent. But for now, the leather alone is like $500 plus all the time to do it. That sounds like more of a winter project than a nice weather project. So just gonna keep doing this, pull this out, probably spray some paint on it, and finish wiring up my gauge cluster finally. I have done what the youth would call open a can of worms. As you can see, I got the dash out. She's not in the best of shape. As you can see, it was probably for the better that I pulled it out because this wiring is disgusting and there's that. So let's clean this up. I used this very cool power probe tool, and this right here, where when you tighten it down, if I could get it the right way, you can see it actually poke into the wire. Using that, I was able to figure out this one right here on the headlight switch is the dimmer. Did I cut it way too short? Yes. So now I have to fight that battle. But we have our left blinker, our right blinker, our high beam indicator, and the dimmer. That should cover everything, I think. I've created an interesting wiring nightmare for myself. So as you can see, high beams work, but I don't have any regular headlights. So only high beams. And the dimmer does work, not dimming it really all that much, but it does do something. Okay, so last clip we were doing some wiring on the Firebird. A few things have happened since then. One, and this one's just really annoying, the Fox body, as you can see, Seth went ahead and started doing these brake lines for me, so big shout out to Seth for that. You can see the nice stainless flex lines, new stainless lines everywhere, so that's looking good. Off to a good start there. Nice new calipers. The rotors are brand used, but they'll be fine. Tons of life, no lip, those are good. You'll notice there's no pads in there. So the pads, I'll put a picture up on screen if I have it saved. Basically, the pads must have had some sort of defect in the manufacturing process. There's supposed to be this little bent tab on them. Looks like for some reason, one of the tabs didn't get bent. I always like to say there are a few reasons a part won't fit. User error, which is the most common, the wrong part, it's for a different car, or the part came broken. The part coming broken is usually the least likely, but it seems like that's the case here. Seth tried every which way, and so did I after he left to get those pads on just before I returned them. I wanted to see. No chance those pads are going on. So unfortunately, had to return them, so I sent those back last night. I should be getting a new set in the next few days here. But that's for the Fox body. Like I said, new calipers on both sides, new stainless lines front to rear. It runs pretty okay, so it's just a matter of really giving her some brakes, and then she's good to go. The Firebird had this whole weird thing happening. Also, if anyone has a dashboard for this car, let me know. I'm trying to get a new one. I messed around with Seth's fancy power probe tool here, and let me tell you, that thing is awesome. Using that tool, we were able to diagnose what was going on here. So you can see there's some sketchy wiring. I have to hook things back up, but I just have to hook this back up to this. I do have headlights. The headlight light works on there. Unfortunately, I don't have the key. I do have the key. I lied. So let me show you guys just what we got cooking in this stew. We have that, and then we have a high beam indicator. As you guys can see, high beams, low beams. The dimmer's not hooked up, but the dimmer does work. Before I put this car back together, I am going to be purchasing a new dimmer switch. This one's just a little bit on the fritz, and I know I can get a new one for probably 20 or 30 bucks. Turn signal indicators work, and you can tell that's on. That's just because the headlights are on. Why it's the same light, I don't know. A little bit annoying. Everything seems to work. Now, like I said, new switch before I put my dash in and clean up the rest of this wiring. It's a mess in here. I'll get my phone flashlight so you guys can really see. It's really not that bad, but it's really not that good either. So I have a chance now with the dash out to clean everything up, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. The gauge cluster is in pretty good shape, so all of the lights that I care to have, I won't have a brake light for the low brake fluid, and I won't have a low oil light, but I have an oil pressure gauge, so that's exactly what I need. And it seems to be accurate. We'll find out once the LS is in there as well, but I'm gonna be running high volume on that. Like I said, things are going well with the Firebird, but I am gonna end the video here. It's a few days later. I didn't do any work in the garage today, which is unfortunate. Woke up really late. Kind of had a lazy day, just doing some cleaning, but like I said, gonna try and get a new dash for this thing, gonna order up a new dimmer switch. I was also supposed to take it to a car show today, except this thing is dumping power steering fluid out of the pitman arm, so I have to fix that. The seal is on the way. I might do a little throwback and make a tutorial for that. I haven't done a tutorial video in a long time, so I might make a video showing how to repair that, because it could be easy, it could be an absolute nightmare. I don't think it's gonna be fun, but I don't think it's gonna be hard. So gonna tidy that up, but like I said, gonna end this video here. I do wanna thank you guys for watching this video. Like I said last time, closing in on 2,500 subscribers, so make sure you hit that like button, the subscribe button, the notification bell, and comment down below, what on earth am I to do with the Fox body? It's a cool car, definitely a cool car. I mean, we got the seat in it now, the passenger seat's over there. I'm gonna probably pull this cage out. Just need to get to Seth's house so I can use his plasma cutter to do so. I don't know what to do with this car. Of course, I haven't really driven it and I know it's gonna be fun, but I think I could get a cooler project. So comment down below what I should be doing with this car. I have to clean the garage. I have some homework to do. I'm gonna end this video here. I will see you in the next one.